Azumane Asahi, Precious Lover, Part 18. Sunday, 6 o'clock p.m. Dad, does she really have to transfer to my school? Why couldn't she just stay with Mom? I don't want her here. I hear my twin brother cry from the living room. My brother and I have never really gotten along, but that's just because my mom favored me over him, and he hates me for it, like it's my fault. I never asked for her mom to like me more. If I really had a choice, I'd wish that for him to be favored by both parents, so I could just have my twin like me. My mom sent me to live with my dad because she's remarried and needs more room for her new stepkids and a baby that's on the way. So I guess you could say I'm not favored at all, I was just chosen. You, how could you say that when your sister's going through a rough time? I hear my dad say. Oh, so now you're going to favor her over me too? I hear you say, and then slam his bedroom door closed. I sigh and walk out of the room and walk into the kitchen and look at my dad. Hey honey, did you unpack everything? My dad asked, and I nod. Are you not going to talk? I know you're going through a hard time, and you have been since you were with your mom, but sweetie, I'm your dad, my dad says, and I sigh and take out my phone and tell him I'm sorry. I'm just not ready yet. He nods to tell me that he understands. I haven't talked since I was 14, so 2 years now. When I was living with my mom, I was assaulted. This caused me to not talk anymore. Well, at least have selective mutism. My brother doesn't know any of this because I asked my dad not to tell him. I don't want him to view me differently because of something that happened when I was younger. Are you going to eat? My dad asked, and I nod. Okay, I'll believe you. Go ahead and sit down, he said, and I do as he says. Minutes later, I see my twin brother stomping out of his room with an attitude. He sits in front of me at the table and gives me a death glare. I just look at him and smile. Don't smile at me, I don't like you. I don't care if you're my sister. You took my mom away from me, he says, and I just slowly nod at him. Shinoya, I'm getting sick of you talking like that. Stop it, our dad shouts at him, and Yu gets mad again. Go ahead and take my dad away too, why don't you, he says. And I start to tear up. I push my plate away from me and stand up and walk to my room. I close the door and lock it. I lay in bed and cry silently. Why don't you like me? I'm sorry that mom took me, not you. A couple minutes later, I hear a knock on the door. Honey, please come finish your food, my dad says, but I don't say anything. He waits a few minutes and then speaks again. Please take your food with you, he says, and I open the door and grab my plate and then close it and lock it again. I sit on my bed and begin eating. I'm sorry, you. I slowly open my door and peek out, making sure that I don't have to run into my dad or you. Once I see that the clothes is clear, I grab my clothes and run to the bathroom. I shut the door and lock it and start to shower. I get in and sit on the floor of the shower and cry. Tomorrow's going to be hell. I'll have to go around school and find him around all alone. I know he won't help me because he hates me. I miss having my twin brother as my best friend. We used to be so close up until 10 years old when Mom and Dad split. I stand up and wipe my tears off my face and begin to take my actual shower. Once I'm out, I get dressed and peek back out of the room again. I rush back to my room and close the door and lock it. I text my dad good night and I love him, and then I fall asleep. Monday, 6 o'clock a.m. Either I woke up too early or too late because I don't see you. I walk downstairs and make breakfast for 3 people. I then hear footsteps and see it's my dad. I smile at him and he does the same. Good morning, baby, my dad says and kisses my forehead. Good morning, I type on my phone. My phone says after I type it in. I then type and can you go and wake up you? My dad nods and then goes to get my brother. After a few minutes, they both show up in front of me. Again, I point to the table and they both sit down. I bring them their plates and then I sit down and eat myself. After I finish, I get up and clear the table and wash the dishes. I ran to wash my face and brush my teeth. I then go to my room and get dressed. Once I'm done, I see you standing at the door. Why is he standing there? Ready to go? He asks, and I look at him confused. He sighs. I'm not doing this for you, I'm doing this for my dad, he says. Why does he have to just call him my dad? Why can't he say dad or our dad? I just ignore it and nod. As we're walking to school, I catch him looking at me. I guess he has something to say, but he's fighting it. Why don't you talk, he asks. I shrug my shoulders. What do you mean you don't know? You used to talk all the time when we were little, he says, and I just look at him. So he thinks about the past too. I shrug again. Fine, whatever. Dad said you have to go to my practice later, so make sure you come meet me in the cafeteria after school. I'll show you all around as best as I can, you says, and I nod at him. Monday, 7 o'clock a.m. We made it to school and you was showing me around. He shows me to my classroom. Here's your classroom. Wait till class starts and then knock on the door. The teacher will call you. My dad already told him that you don't talk, so you're fine. He won't make you talk, you says, and I nod. No, yeah, someone yells. You turns around. Oh, hey, Tanaka, and you says, and then I turn around and see a taller boy who is bald. Who's that, Tanaka says, pointing at me. This is my twin sister, Wyan. Don't talk to her. She doesn't talk. He says, what? Since when did you have a twin sister, Tanaka asks. Well, since the day we were conceived. She just lived with her mom, and I lived with my dad, he says, putting emphasis on the words her and my. He and Tanaka walk off, still talking. The bell rings, and I watch as people flood into the classroom, and the hallway goes empty. I knock on the door, and the teacher opens it. Oh, hello, you must be Wyan. Come in. I'll introduce you, and then you can take a seat, the teacher says, and I smile and nod. Class, this is the new student. Her name is Nishinoya Wyan. Please be kind to her and respect her not wanting to talk, the teacher says, and I bow. You can sit by Nishino. Nishino, please raise your hand, the teacher says, and a boy towards the back raises his hand. I walk over to him and sit down, and he smiles, and I smile back. Monday, 12 o'clock p.m. I walk to the lunchroom all alone. I go stand in line and wait to get my food. After I get it, I look and see you with a group of boys. I sigh and would walk past them. You would be mad if I just try to sit next to him. Just as I'm about to walk past, I hear someone call my name. Wyan, come sit with us, you says, and I turn around and look at him shocked. Don't look at me like that. I just want to introduce you to my team, so we don't have to do it later, he says, and then I nod. I go and sit next to him. This is my twin sister, Ryan. Please don't be dumb like to knock and ask me since when did I have a twin. Anyway, she doesn't talk, so don't talk to her, Yu says. No, yeah, it's rude to say don't talk to her. Even if she doesn't talk back, we can still talk to her. Anyways, hello, Ryan. My name is Asahi. It's nice to meet you, Asahi says. I smile at him and nod. He looks scary at first glance, but he's actually pretty nice. I'm really happy he talked to me. Usually people just choose to act like I'm not there since I don't try and talk back. The rest of my brother's team goes ahead and introduces himself. I feel bad for not saying anything, so I take out my phone and have it say, thank you all for introducing yourself. It's nice meeting you all. The phone says, why don't you talk, Tanaka? Then asked. I asked her that earlier. She just shrugged, but my dad says it's something serious, Yu says, and I tense up. It's weird to ask that anyways, Asahi says again, and I say quietly, and everyone looks at me. What did you say? You're too quiet. What? You talked? Yu says. My dad said you haven't talked in 2 years, Yu says again, and I nod. Talk again now, he demands. Hey, calm down, leave her alone. She may be scared, Asahi says, and I nod. Please, Yu says, and I can't refuse. I was assaulted by our mom's ex. At 14, I say louder this time, and the whole team looks at me in shock. I look down and feel tears fall off my face. Suddenly, I feel warm arms wrap around me. I tense up and then look at who's touching me. It's Asahi. I'm sorry, I just had to hug you, he says, and then pulls away, and I nod. I'm the worst brother ever, Yu says, I look at his face and see tears falling from his face. I frantically shake my head no. Yes, I am. I treated you like shit. I hated you because our mom took you and not me. It wasn't even your fault. You were just a kid, and here I am now learning about stuff that we went through, Yu says, still crying. I want to hug him, but I don't think he'll be okay with it. You're still the best brother in my eyes, I stutter. Oh, fuck, I hate myself, Yu says, and I look at him with shock. Don't. You just told us something very personal. Are you okay? One of Yu's teammates that I forgot about says, and I just nod. I hear the school bell ring, and I look at Yu, who's still crying, and walk away. I probably seem heartless, but I don't want to hug him or say anything that will make him uncomfortable or mad. Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. I go to the cafeteria and wait for Yu, like he said. I then see him running up to me. I'm confused, and then I feel myself being hugged. I look up and see my brother hugging me. Huh? What? Why is he hugging me? I hate myself so much. Please forgive me, please. I know I don't deserve it, but please, I'm so sorry, Yu says, pleading. I look at him and nod, letting him know that I forgive him. Why aren't you talking again? He says. I take out my phone and say that I'm still too scared. But we're twins, he says, and I just nod. And then he begins walking and I follow him. We make our way to the gym and he points to the bench. Go sit over there and you can watch us. Watch and see how cool your twin brother is, he says, and I smile and nod. I watch as he receives the balls and I clap. Do you want to try, Asahi? He says, walking up to me, and I jump and then hold my chest. I nod. Okay, come on, I'll serve to you, he says, and to you softly, he says, and I shake my head no. What do you mean no? He has to take out my phone and say that he has to serve as hard as he can. Huh? Are you sure? He asks, and I nod. But I don't want to hurt you, he says, and I shake my head no. I go and stand on the court and wait for Asahi to do his serve. I do a rolling trick and get the ball up. Wow, my sister just did my rolling thunder, Yu shouts, and I giggle. And then the whole team looks at me. Oh my god, your voice is one thing, but your laugh is another. You're so adorable, Suga says, and I smile. Thank you, I say, and he smiles. And it's my trick, remember? It's the last thing I showed you before I left, I say, and he stops and thinks, oh, so that's where I learned it from, Yu shouts, and I nod. Wow, my little sister is so cool, he says, putting his hand into a fist and placing it on his hips. I giggle again, and this time Asahi calls me cute, and I smile and blush. The boys continue on with their practice, and I watch from the bench. Kyoko talked to me and asked if I would like to join as a manager. I nodded to her. She smiled and said, great. So now I'm a manager for the boys. Monday, 5 o'clock p.m. Come on, little twin sister, Yu says from the door. I get up from my seat and walk over to him. I'm going to be your manager, I say, and Yu looks at me and smiles. That's great, he says happily, and I nod. We walk home, and Yu is just talking about random things, and I'm giving short answers or nodding. We finally make it home. Monday, 6 o'clock p.m. I'm now in the kitchen getting dinner ready for me, Yu, and my dad. I'm making meat buns with some onigiri. I set the table and then bring over the other foods. Hey, Ryan, my dad will be home in about 5 minutes, Yu says. I mean, he says again, and I laugh at him. He looks at the table to see the food's done and starts drooling and rush to sit. Well, I have the coolest twin ever. Who taught you how to cook? He asks, and I point to myself. Teach me, Yu says excitedly, and my dad walks into the kitchen. Please don't teach him. He will burn our house down. And then we all have nowhere to live. Our dad says, and I giggle, and then he looks at me in shock. Oh my gosh, our giggle is so sweet, he says, and pulls me into a hug. Thanks, Dad. I say, and he pulls away and stares at me. Oh my gosh, she talked. My dad shouts, oh wait, when did you guys start being close again? Our dad says, putting his hand on his chin. At school, she told me everything. I felt like an asshole, Dad. Why didn't you tell me, Yu says, and my dad sighs and looks at me. You told them everything, he says, and I nod. I didn't tell you because your sister asked me not to, Dad says, but why would you not Well, why wouldn't you want me to know, you ask? Because I didn't want you to look at me badly, I say and look down. I already thought of you badly, but I'll never let you down again as your brother, Yu says, and I smile at him. We all sit at the table and begin eating together. We talk about how my first day was and if I made friends, about volleyball. My brother and my dad do most of the talking, though. I just nod and say short sentences. Monday, 9:00 p.m. I go to the bathroom to take my shower. This time I'm not crying. I'm actually starting to feel happy. I'm so glad that Yu doesn't hate me. I'm glad that I have friends, and I'm glad I'm a manager for the volleyball team. My life is finally getting better. Tuesday, 6:00 a.m. I wake up and make all of us breakfast again. I made pancakes and bacon. I set the table and then go to my dad's door and knock, and then I go to Yu's and knock. They both come out and join me at the table. Good morning, sister, Yu says, and I go, good morning, brother, I say, and he smiles. Good morning, my spawns, our dad says, and makes Yu and I laugh. We all eat breakfast together, and after I go to my room to get ready for the day, I decide to wear a cute pink sweater with a white skirt and black fishnets underneath, and then I wear a pair of boots and that have heels. Today I will be taller than you, hee hee. I grab my bag and walk out the door. Today I finished before Yu, so I decide to wait for him. He comes out of his room and walks up to me. Ready to go, sister, Yu says, and I nod. We make our way to the school together, and while we are walking, we see Yu's teammate, Asahi, the one who looks scary but is actually soft. Asahi, Yu shouts, and Asahi jumps. No, you scared me, jeez. Anyways, what did you need, Asahi says. Oh, I didn't really need anything. I just wanted to know if you wanted to walk with us, Yu says with a smile. Oh, sure, if it's okay with you both, Asahi says, and then looks at me and I nod. Not talking today, he asks, while walking beside me now. I shrug my shoulders and look at him and he smiles. Well, okay then, I guess just talk to me when you want to, okay? He asks and I nod. Asahi, Yu shouts, and now both Asahi and I jump. What now, Noya? He asks. I'm gonna fail my classes, then I won't be allowed to go to the training camp, Noya cries. Well, I don't know what you want me to do. Ask Anosha to tutor you, Asahi says, and then I just look at Yu. I can help you, I say, and Yu looks at me, and then hugs me. Wow, my sister's the best. Hey, wait. Why are you taller than me, Yu asks, and I point to my shoes. Hey, that's no fair. Asahi, tell her it's no fair, Yu shouts. And Asahi and I laugh. Why, Ann, Yu says it's no fair, Asahi says, and I laugh. We continue talking and joking around while making our way to school. Yu and Asahi, of course, do most of the talking. Tuesday, 12:00 p.m. Okay, guys, Coach Yukai says that the exams are on Thursday, and we will leave on Friday, so you have today and tomorrow to study. Tsukishima, I'll leave those two dummies to you, and Oshida, you can tutor the other two dummies, Daichi says. No, my sister is going to help me, Yu says, while poking my cheeks. No, yeah, don't poke her, Asahi says. What? Hey, mamas, want to tutor me too? Tanaka says, and my eyes widen as I look at him. Bro, don't call my twin mamas, Yu says, and I look at the boys. Well, why not? She's hot, Tanaka says. She's my twin. If you call her hot, you're calling me hot, Yu says, and then I giggle. No, yeah, you guys don't really look exactly the same, though, Asahi says. So you're calling me ugly, Yu shouts, and wipes away a fake tear. I can help you as well, Tanaka, I say with a smile. God, it says talk to me, Tanaka screams, and I cover my ears. Hey, don't scream. Look, you hurt her ears, Asahi says, and smiles at me. Are you all right, he asks, and then I nod. Friday, 8:00 a.m. We are all packed and waiting in front of the school to leave for the training camp. We're just waiting on Tanaka and Yu to get here. Apparently the two first years, Kageyama and Hinata, still failed, so Yu and Tanaka are getting them a ride. I can't believe they still failed after I wasted all my time on them, Tsukishima says, rolling his eyes. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Tanaka and you barely passed, I say and laugh. The other guys laugh as well. Hey, Wyan, do you want to sit with me on the bus, Asahi asks. Sure, Asahi, I say, and smile. Yay, is today a talking day, Asahi asks. I guess so, I say with a smile, and he smiles back. Wow, he's actually really handsome. Great, then we can, Asahi says, but he's cut off by Yu and Tanaka. We're back, Yu shouts. My queen, please sit with me, Tanaka says while standing in front of me. I look at him and blink a few times. I want to sit with Asahi, I say, and smile at Asahi, and then he walk on the bus and sit towards the back. Friday, 9:00 a.m. Asahi and I are sitting together. We've been talking pretty much the whole time. Asahi is actually a really sweet guy, the sweetest guy I've ever met. He's really kind and stuff, and he even gave me his hoodie because I look cold. I look over at Yu and Tanaka and see them whispering and pointing at me. I get confused and just stare at them. Oh, if you wanted to sit with Tanaka, you could have, Asahi says, sounding kind of sad. Huh? What? No, I wanted to sit with you, I say, smiling at him, and he turns a light shade of pink and looks away. Oh, okay, it was just you were staring at him, Asahi says, and I look at him for a minute. He and Yu were pointing at me and whispering, so I was just confused, I say, giggling. Oh, okay, do you want me to tell them to stop? Asahi asks, and I shake my head no. I'm kind of tired, I say, and yawn. Well, you can sleep. I'll wake you up when we get there, Asahi says, and I nod, and then drift into sleep. Asahi's point of view. Friday, 9:00 a.m. I notice Wyan staring at Tanaka, and then I begin to overthink. Maybe she wanted to sit with him instead, and I start to feel bad. I tell her she could have sat with him instead, but she reassures me that she wanted to sit with me. I feel a sense of relief wash over my whole body as I internally sigh. She then tells me how she's tired, and I tell her to sleep, that I'll wake her up when we get there. Within a few minutes, she's fast asleep. I watch as her head lays against the window. I sigh. I pick her head up and now lean it against my arm. Compared to me, she's so tiny and precious. I feel really bad for what she's gone through. I sit and watch her as she sleeps. She's so pretty. I smile. Psst, I hear someone say, and I turn to see Noya smirking at me. Oh no. Asahi, Tanaka says with a smirk as well. What, you guys? Be quiet. Everyone is asleep, I say, and they just continue smirking. You two look so cute together, Tanaka says, waving his finger from me to YN. I feel my face heat up from him saying that. Stop, Tanaka. We're just friends, I say, and look away, trying to hide my blush. Aw, just friends, Noya says with a frown, and I nod. But I wouldn't mind if you were my brother-in-law, Asahi says with a smirk on his face again. I sigh. You two be quiet or go to sleep, Daichi says angrily. The two boys immediately shut up and face the front. Phew, thank God for Daichi. Her might have died from overheating. I put one of my hands on my face and feel that the heat coming off. I've only known her for a week, and she has this much power over me. I guess this is what you call love at first sight. I look down at her again and catch myself smiling. I sigh and take out my phone and snap a picture of her sleeping. I brush her hair out of her face, and then I hear giggling. Ugh, Noya and Tanaka. Ooh, someone's got a crush, Tanaka says quietly. Someone's in love with my sister, Noya says, wiggling his eyebrows. I turn pink and look away. I don't like you guys right now, so please don't talk to me, I say inside. I think she likes you too, Noya says, and now I'm interested. I snap my head back over to him. Why do you think that? I ask with a raised eyebrow. Well, because she talked to you a lot, and she chose to sit with you rather than Tanaka, Noya says, and Tanaka pouts. Yeah, how dare you steer my queen away? You better treat her right, or me and my bro will get you, Tanaka says, doing a stupid angry face. She's not yours, so I didn't steal her, but if I had her, I would 100% treat her right. But we just met, and I just want to get to know her more. Plus, I'm not even sure of my own feelings, so please let's not talk about this anymore, I say and turn back to YN to look at her again. I watch as her lips stay slightly parted and her little button nose. I'm definitely sure that I like her, but I just wanted the boys to shut up. So pretty. After looking at her for a little longer, I get on my phone and scroll through it. I notice we're almost to the training camp, and I see everyone slowly starting to wake up. Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. I look at YN, who's still peacefully sleeping on me, and sigh. I go to wake her up, but Noya says something. Wait, don't wake her up yet, he says, and then pulls out his phone and takes a picture of us. Okay, you can wake her up. I'll send this to you later, he says, showing me the phone, and I smile and nod. Hey, YN, I say, slightly shaking her. She mumbles and wakes up cutely. Oh, morning, she says sweetly with a cute smile. Ugh, adorable. Not good for my heart, not good at all. Morning, we're here. Let me carry your bag for you, I say, and grab her bag along with mine. Karu runs over to Tsukishima and shouts, and YN gets scared. I feel her run into my back and stand there. Hey, Karu, can you quiet down, please? You're scaring someone, I say, and Karu looks at me and confused. I slowly move over, revealing YN, and Karu smirks. Great. Well, hello there, pretty chibi, Karu says, going to approach her. I wouldn't do that if I was you, Tsukishima says, and then as if on cue, Tanaka and Noya begin circling around YN. Don't touch my sister, grr, Noya says. Don't touch my queen, grr, Tanaka says, and then I hear YN giggle and my heart flutters. So pretty. Asahi, who's that? She asks quietly while pulling on my arm. I notice she's still in my hoodie that goes down to her thighs, and I blush. His name's Karu. He's from Nekoma. He's okay, guy, I say, and she nods. Pretty chibi, don't be shy. Talk to me, Karu says, and she walks up from behind Tanaka and Noya. Hello, Karu, she says highly. How is she still getting cuter? Oh my god, whoa, chibi, that hoodie is huge on you. You look so adorable, Karu says, and I start to get a little annoyed. Oh, thank you, it's Asahi's, she says with a bright smile, and then looks at me. I smile back at her. Oh, okay, I see, Karu says, and backs off and gives a small grin. We start to walk into the place where we will be staying, and I have YN tailing behind me while holding on to the back of my shirt. She's so cute. Who's Asahi's little duckling? I hear Kenma ask Karu. I think it's his girlfriend. It's also Nishinoya's twin sister, and apparently Tanaka is her simp, I hear Karu say. I smile at the fact that he thinks she's my girlfriend. Asahi, that Karu guy thinks I'm your girlfriend, I hear YN say from behind me, and now I blush. I forgot that she could hear them too. Yeah, I know. It's better that the boys here think that, so they won't mess with you, I say, stuttering. Oh, okay. Then should I hold your hand? She asks. Can I freeze up? Yes, Noya shouts from behind us, and we both jump. Hold his hand right now, Noya says, again placing her hand into mine and then smirking at me. I turn bright red and walk into the room holding her hand. When we enter the room, we're still holding hands, and the whole team besides Tanaka and Noya look at us. What? YN-san and Asahi are dating? Hinata shouts. Suga and Daichi look at me, shocked. Yes, Tanaka and Noya shout from behind us. No, I say, and I feel YN squeeze my hand tightly. Well, I just wanted to make sure no guys would mess with her, so we are going to act like we're dating, I say, and she nods. They'll really date soon, Noya says, and I turn red and look down at YN, who is also red. Maybe she likes me back. Time skip. your point of view. Sunday, 6 o'clock a.m. The whole training camp, Asahi pretended to be my boyfriend, and even if it wasn't real, he was really precious and amazing boyfriend. He was always checking in on me and doing stuff for me, always giving me hoodies, hugging me, holding my hand, and every time he did something for me, I felt my heart flutter. I knew Asahi was handsome, and I knew I had a crush on him, but I think I'm really starting to like him. I'm really sad that the pretend dating has to stop. Right now, we are all eating breakfast. After breakfast, we say our goodbyes to the other teams, and we're walking outside. Asahi and I are holding hands. Asahi, can I sit with you again, I ask, and smile at him. Yes, of course, he says. I smile and pull his hoodie up to my face to hide my blush. He looks at me and smiles. My hoodie looks 10 times better on you. This isn't fair, he says, and I blush again. Thank you. I like your hoodie, I say and smile at him. Good, you can keep that one, he says and smiles. Yes. We walk onto the bus, still holding hands, and we go back to back of us and sit down. You guys don't have to hold hands anymore, Yu says, pointing at our hands. Asahi tried to let go of my hand and pull away, but I hold his hand tighter and smile at him. Please don't let go, I say, giving him puppy dog eyes. I watch as his face turns a light shade of pink. So cute. Oh, okay, he says, turning his head. Ooh, Yu says teasingly. I just roll my eyes and lay my head onto Asahi. Can I sleep on you, I ask, and he turns to me and smiles. Of course, he says, and I lay my head on him and eventually fall asleep. Asahi's point of face, Sunday, 7 o'clock a.m. She's sleeping peacefully on my arm again. I take my phone out and take a picture of her sleeping, and then look through the pictures we took at the training camp. I sigh. I wish this relationship wasn't fake. I don't want it to end. I look down at our hands and smile. There's no reason to be holding hands right now, but she still wanted to. Asahi, Noya says, and I turn to him. He has his phone out and takes a picture. I smile and he sends it to me. I open it and see it as my lock screen. I want you. You should ask her out for real, Tanaka says. I agree, Suga says, peeking his head over the seat. Honestly, Asahi, you look really happy with her. She makes you more confident, I think. You should as well, Daichi says, turning around. Oh my gosh, why are you all up? I say and feel my face getting hot. They all just laugh at me. I don't know, you guys. I'm nervous, I say, and they sigh. I look back down at YN and smile. So pretty and precious. I lightly caress her face and she shuffled, so I stop. I really need to make you mine before I lose my chance. At some point, I must have fallen asleep because now I'm being woken up by Noya. Sunday, 9 o'clock a.m. Asahi, wake up, Noya says, shaking me, and I wake up and look over and see that YN is still sleeping. I smile at her and watch as everyone walks off the bus. I quickly kiss her forehead and wake her up. Hey, YN, love, wake up, I say and slightly shake her. Asahi, she says cutely and rubs her eyes. You're so pretty when you wake up, I say, and blush and turn away and grab my bag. I stand up to let her off the bus, and she turns around and puts her hands onto my chest, and I look down at her. Asahi, she says, trailing off. Yes, I ask. I don't want to be your fake girlfriend anymore, she says, looking in my eyes, and I sigh and feel my heart begin to break. I want to be your real girlfriend, she says, looking up with me puppy dog eyes, and for a second I'm stunned. Wait, no, I'm going to pretend like you didn't say that, I say, and she looks at me sadly, and I sigh. YN, I really like you, and I think you're so beautiful. Would you like to be my girlfriend, I ask? Huh? Why did you sound like you didn't like me, she says, and looks up at me with her cute eyes. I wanted to confess first, I say, and she giggles. Well, Asahi, I would love to be your girlfriend, she says, and I pick her up. Thank you, God, for giving me this beautiful girl. We walk off the bus holding hands and hear a bunch of oohs. Congrats. You're such a precious lover, she says, and pulls me down and kisses my cheek. I smile. The end.